Okay, this is going to be a short little mini rant that I feel I need to get off my chest because the hypocrisy within the countless statements made toward criticism, comments, concerns, rants, rambles, backlash, and whatever else involving someone sharing their opinion on a subject and another person poorly attempting to belittle that someone for having that opinion that isn't a part of the majority or doesn't coincide with their own opinions or views is just something I find hilarious enough to where I can call that shit out and kind of make fun of the people who do it. Okay, let me start off and dive straight into the point of this shit. People who are annoyed with criticism of any type of content or subject that they favor, especially content they like, shut the fuck up. Okay? You hear me? I know it's about 20 seconds in and your panties are already riding up your ass and your inner keyboard warrior is awakening like a goddamn enemy stand and you're ready to type away on how it's okay for you to call people out on their opinions and whatever, especially me, but I'ma need you to put your hands together in a ninja prayer, take a few steps away from that keyboard, and listen the fuck up before you go embarrassing yourself, okay? Now, to start off on the reason why I made this rant, it's because despite the month, years ago I made my rants on Naruto related subjects, I'm still getting comments from 10-year-olds and nerds who probably don't have any friends and don't know what a discussion between people with differing opinions are like, but still want to type away and think that they're keyboard clever when they call me out on the opinions I have on those past subjects, a lot of which is replied as such. Oh wow, how lit, how hilarious. Another butt-hurt salty bitch is mad that her OTP didn't ship and that her ideas that would actually make a story make sense weren't implemented in a story. And now she's crying. Teehee, I laugh at bitches like you cause no one wants to hear your opinion. No one cares. Why say you hate something then make a rant about it and then talk about it for hours on end? You're a fucking idiot. I think you're stupid. Teehee. I exaggerated a bit, but I'm sure you get what I mean. Generally, a lot of comments are kind of formed in the fashion where the keyboard warrior from the hidden village of fuckery wants to point out how it's bad for me to have an opinion, but it's completely alright for them to have one, hence why they're commenting on whatever content I created. Of course, I'm speaking from my perspective. I don't know how other content creators feel about idiots like this who feel like sharing their opinions, but whatever. I don't know how many times I have to say it, address it, or call you out on it. I mean, I don't mind doing it, but repeating myself to each one of you is honestly pretty exhausting, hence why I made this video. But still, again, I don't mind doing it. So, to commenters who think that you're clever, sit back and learn a few things so that maybe your replies will be less lazy, actually make more sense, and possibly make you look like less of an idiot on the internet and give you some goddamn sense. Whether it does or does not, it doesn't matter to me, because I'm gonna make content off of your ass and make fun of you regardless. Still, I'm just trying to help and make things simple for myself. Okay, to start off, keyboard critiquers, stop trying to point out a content creator's tone or slight volume in how they're talking about a subject that is controversial to you. Whether or not it's important to you or you're trying to derail in finding something small to make fun of, just shut the fuck up. Tone is what gives someone character, and tone is the reason you find yourself listening to someone no matter what they say. There are content creators with certain voices, commentary deliveries, and overall tone that they use when carrying themselves and delivering their opinion on a subject to which has an audience, large or small, listening. You wouldn't know that because half of you keyboard warriors, or if not that, a majority of you, don't make content, and you don't know what your own opinion is. A lot of you just like agreeing with the majority because you don't want backlash if you actually have your own opinion about something that differs from them, and not many listen to you guys in the first place. So in regards to me, when you ask me, why am I mad, or why do I sound angry in my rants, it's because I'm passionate. Just as I'm sure you all are when you talk out loud to yourself as you type a lot of your piss poor responses to people who have either pissed you off with their different opinion, or you're just desperately trying to piss off yourself. If I like something and I complain about it and my tone is angry, it's because I actually cared for that something. It betrayed me, and now I'm showing emotion in relation to that. If I didn't give a fuck, my tone would be deadpanned, or there wouldn't be any rant at all about it, 'cause I wouldn't really give a fuck. Regarding my first Naruto rant concerning where it was headed and my Naruto rant concerning the last movie, I was passionate in telling my views and disappointment because I thought it could have been so much better, but it didn't live up to my expectations, even though my expectations weren't that high in the first place. Hence my frustration and explanation in my vids and my indifference to it all at some points with my random splotches of humor here and there. Now, hopefully that answer will suffice, and you idiots will stop asking content creators that, because not only should it be pretty much obvious as to why they carry a certain tone, no matter what subject they're talking about, but yeah, it's just a stupid question. Next thing, keyboard callouts. I've had enough of nerds putting on their 6-year-old Fantastic Ford Reed Richards Mr. Fantastic leotard and reaching to conclusions about something I've said or resorting into assuming how I am as a person and what my views are on a subject when I've already made it obviously clear in my content. For example, if I ranted about Naruto the last movie and how I hated how the plot was tropey and forced, and the romance, if you can even call it that, wasn't genuine, you can't reach and submit a comment that tells me that I'm upset over Naruto the last movie because Naruto and Sakura didn't get together. Do you not understand how stupid you look when you make that comment? Like, I get it, you're probably a disillusioned Narutard that has all things Naruto related running through your mind a mile a minute, and even when I'm explaining something rather simply or in great detail, all you hear is your brain telling you, anti-Naruhina, anti-Naruhina, anti-Naruhina. Then of course you're gonna make a comment that talks about how anti-Naruhina I am. But understand that you have to tone down your crazy, open your fucking ears, and actually listen. I mean, I don't care, whether it's in real life or on the internet, keep on making comments that are completely irrelevant to what someone is saying. I don't care. But I'm hoping that with at least this said, you could stop lying in bed during your sleepless nights wondering why no one has ever acknowledged your comment concerning that one video that you had an opinion on or that you got tones of backlash. You don't make sense. And your comments are never really logical. The reason why people ignore you is because they probably assume you're 5, foreign and don't understand what's being said, and or you're stupid. Do you not understand that if you were in a public setting with actual human beings and not your Power Ranger action figures, if you ever heard someone complain about, I don't know, hating the taste of unfiltered water and that they preferred purified water instead, and your dumbass walked up into their conversation and said, "Ha, wow, this person probably likes drinking piss," then you're a fucking idiot. And you choose to be. And you're openly inviting people to call you a fucking idiot because that's what you're choosing to be. A fucking idiot, and if not that, ignorant. You're not listening and you're not learning about the topic at hand that you are hopping into. Hence why you are fucking ignorant and a fucking idiot. Again, as I said before, I don't really care, but considering I am trying to help at least a little bit, I would suggest that you fucking stop with that. You are one of the easiest targets to call out online, and I have fun pointing out that stupid flaw that you guys love to throw out there, so yeah, just shut the fuck up with that. Here's another thing. Stop telling people who are ranting not to nitpick. A lot of you actually don't know what it means, so you end up making yourself look like, as I've said countless times, like an idiot. Generally, when I rant, I go over 3 to 4 subjects at least that end up being the highlight of my videos because those are portions to an overall subject that bothered me. When it came to my first rant, I complained about lazy designs, deviant art-looking characters, how lazy plots were annoying, and how I feel a certain series is being milked for money. But apparently, that was nitpicking, not a personal opinion. Listen here, little bitches. Put your itching fingers to work, open up a Word document, and take some fucking notes. Nitpicking is when hypersensitive weeaboos slow down scenes in an anime and show you a tiny frame that barely plays out or is something that you don't notice in real time just to show you that some random anime character's eyes aren't the same, and that frame within itself ruins the entire anime series. Nitpicking is showing two different instances in two different episodes of one anime and showing how a button on one character's jacket is in one episode but it doesn't show up in another, and that their hair keeps being drawn differently and it ruins the whole fucking hair aesthetic of anime. Who fucking cares about that? That's nitpicking, taking subjects that don't really matter and making it a focal point to one's argument and using that as ammunition as to how you don't like something. If I myself and a few others find designs, plots, and writing lazy, tropey, and inconsistent, then that's a matter to talk about and discuss. Because that's something that everyone has noticed, not one person. And it's more important than discussing buttons on a fucking jacket or your anime aesthetic. You've never in your life read a movie review where a movie critic slammed how Liam Neeson's stunt double in that one scene of Taken didn't look anything like him at all, so it ruined the entire movie. You've never read a video game review highlighting a critic's backlash on how one frame in the beginning of the game ruined the entire story and visual immersion of graphics provided in fucking Okami. You've never read that because, let's be honest, you probably don't even read or you're actually the nitpicker. Either way, moving on. To finalize this rant and not make it longer than it was supposed to be, stop trying to make it a point that telling me or other people with opinions different than your own have opinions that don't matter. The logic you often put into that always highlights how you subtly think that just because you disagree with someone's opinion and you don't like what you've heard, suddenly everyone's got your back and they agree with you. Bitch, stop thinking so highly of yourself. You are not God, so no one looks up to you in a way that they will follow your will and rule without question. You are no shepherd, so no sheep will follow you, and you have no friends. It's fine if you have an opinion that differs from mine and anyone else's, but don't try to make it seem like your opinion is the end-all be-all, especially when most of the time when I investigate your channels, you only got one subscriber to your username, and let's be honest, it's probably your mom or that one kid in school that you told you had an actual YouTube account. I mean, I could see if you thought highly of yourself because you made it on YouTube and you had a fan base to manipulate like most bigger channels do, but not once have I encountered that, so fucking stop. For some reason, a lot of y'all have this mentality where if you find out someone thinks differently than you, you instantly fall back on this us versus them sort of mindset, where again, if someone doesn't agree with you, then they are automatically your enemy, and they've insulted you by not being a part of your hive mind. Bitch, unless you are a cell and have the ability to absorb people and make them a part of your DNA, that shit's not going to fucking happen. Grow the fuck up. Go outside and talk with people. 5 times out of 10, if you shared your interests with people, not everyone is going to agree that what you think fun is fun. Not everyone is going to think that what you think is cool, and not everyone is going to think that what you think is bad. No one thinks alike. And that's okay, you fucking moron, especially if the subject deals with opinions of anime. I could see if you had that mindset for political and social issues that affect everyone, but bitch, this is anime. We're talking about Naruto. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean you have to come at me kunais a-blazing. My opinion does matter, especially if it does resonate with someone. Just as you feel your opinion matters, and it's validated when you get that one like from a fellow individual who believes that the almighty hive mind is absolute. No one has to agree with me completely. I never ask for that. But if they get where I'm coming from and get where I'm going with my words and even get a laugh out of it, then that's cool. I've done my job. That's enough. I've already reached my audience who wants to hear me out. If you're not a part of that, fucking leave. You're that one kid that will fight another kid for saying that they like Digimon instead of Pokemon, even though you've never even seen an episode of Digimon in your life and barely pay attention to Pokemon. You just like it because everyone else does. You're also probably that one racist prick at a progressive pep rally that refuses to leave because you want everyone in the immediate area to agree with you and think how you think until you're ultimately escorted out by security. You're also that one idiot that will watch an entire video of something that you don't agree with, then stick around to call it stupid and leave a comment saying, "I can't believe I watched this." I can, because the way you and people like you operate is not based on independent opinion or logic. I believe more than anything that you are a species of human under control of a hive mind, and you literally look for things you know you will disagree with and won't like because that's the only thing that motivates you in life. You literally have nothing else going for you. You don't know how to make YouTube content on your own that doesn't consist of a 30-second Minecraft video and or poorly made Britney Spears AMVs honoring how your favorite anime character is toxic, or oops, they did it again. Or, at the end of it all, you just don't know how to make content on your own. Because you're not creative and you don't want to put whatever you want out there because you're afraid of the criticism that you know you can dish out but can't take. So you choose to be a keyboard warrior hell-bent on defending things you like and not knowing what real life is like, what discussions are like, what people with different opinions are like, because that makes you feel better in your own personal bubble of ignorance and idiocy. It would make sense considering all comments from different keyboard warriors are all just alike, so yeah, I get it. I used to be like you guys once.
Psych!